Everyone, welcome back to our series on major hurdles in your fat loss and fitness success. We talked about being honest with yourself, then we talked about sleep being a big hurdle. Now we want to talk about how to address sleep and recovery to make that hurdle, to flatten that hurdle out so you've got good progress all the time. So there's a few simple things that may not be easy at first, but they are simple to do and to address to help ensure you're recovering and you're sleeping enough. The first one is let's make sure that we have our room, our bedroom, cool and dark as much as possible. So I really suggest that you use your bedroom for two things: sleeping and sex. And that way, if you're going into your bedroom, your body only knows that there's two things it's going to do, possibly going to do if it goes in there. And if you're going in there at night, it's probably going to kick your body off into its sleeping ritual, making it easier to fall asleep. If you watch TV in your bedroom, if you play video games in your bedroom, if you chat on the phone and you check email and all that stuff in your bedroom, when you go to bed at night, when you're laying in bed, it doesn't signal your body that it's time to sleep. It may signal your body that, hey, it's time to check Twitter, or it's time to play video games or something like that. So we want to make sure that our bedroom is only used for those two very basic human functions. And then we make sure that our bedroom is set up in a way where it really emphasizes your ability to get to sleep. The first one is making sure that it's cool. Most people have heard cool and dark bedroom. The reason is when science has shown that most people can fall asleep easier when the room temperature is slightly cooler than like normal room temp, ambient temp. So somewhere in the 60s seems to be really good for sleeping. So having the AC on in the summer, or if it's cooler, having the windows open or having a fan on. The next is making sure the room is really dark. Use blackout curtains. Going to sleep with the curtains open or something like that. You may fall asleep, but you may be interrupted by the moonlight or the street light or something like that. Or maybe the sun comes out really early and so you wake up a little bit too early. Making the room really, really dark helps ensure that your sleep is really deep. Some research has shown that even because sunlight and most light will stimulate or stop melatonin production, which is what is helping keeping you asleep. If people are put in a dark room, very, very dark room, and then a small light is shown on their ankle, on the back of their ankle, that starts to interrupt melatonin production. So not the huge sun or the overhead light being turned on, having a small light exposing your skin to that light is going to impact your melatonin production, obviously impact how well you sleep, which is why when we say dark room, we mean no lights, but also no electronics. Turn your alarm clock away from you, face your cell phone down. Any other blinking lights, if you're charging something, charge it in the kitchen. No lights, no LEDs, nothing like that. If you're going to have your cell phone in your room, face down and keep it away from you, maybe on top of your dresser or something like that. Very, very dark, no electronics, and cool. That's going to help ensure that your bedroom is the ideal environment for helping you get to sleep. Also, make sure that when you get to sleep, you have a bedtime ritual. I often tell clients, even if they don't need it, to drink some tea or something like that, because the act of doing that ritual every single night starts to tell your body, when we start this series of activities, it's reminding me, it's telling my body, this is the time to get tired and start producing melatonin and go to sleep. When you have a nighttime ritual, beginning that ritual will actually make you tired, which is awesome. You can rely on it to help you fall asleep. So mine, unless it's really, really hot, is usually to have some tea at night. I read for 30 to 60 minutes, and then I'm out. It's awesome. Just sometimes opening the book makes me tired, because my body's like, hey, when we read, we start to wind down and get tired, and it helps you fall asleep. So it's awesome. On nights when I'm actually already tired, sometimes I open the book and I'm out before I even read any words. So it's great for somebody who used to be a really, really a true insomniac. Having that ritual and using it to help me get to sleep has been a lifesaver. It's awesome. Also, make sure that 2 hours before bed that you're not doing any work. Don't answer emails, don't go on Twitter, don't try to do anything for tomorrow, whether it's electronic or on paper. Don't do any work 2 hours before bed. If you start stimulating yourself or stressing yourself out about tasks that you need to get done, it's going to impact your ability to relax and your melatonin production. It may impact blood sugar, all that, which is bad for getting you to sleep and relaxing. Save it. Answer all your emails at a different time. Don't do work 2 hours before bed. This is something that was hard for me, but it's helped hugely. I just don't go on Facebook and respond to things. I don't answer emails. Unless it's life or death, it can wait. It can wait till the morning. It's not a big deal. So 2 hours before bed, don't do anything work related. If that makes you scared or nervous, it probably means that you need it. Okay, so it can wait till the morning unless it's life or death. You'll be fine. Whoever it is that's bugging you will be fine as well. On top of that 2 hours, about an hour before bed, I say no electronics. So if 2 hours before bed you're watching a TV show, that's fine. About an hour before you intend to close your eyes and go to sleep, no electronics. So no TV, no video games, don't be on your phone, that kind of stuff. Make that hour before bed electronic free so you're not exposed to that light and that you're not stimulating those dopamine receptors in your brain. Because what studies have shown is that answering emails, getting likes on Facebook, even watching a show that you enjoy can stimulate those dopamine receptors. It's like a reward center in your brain. So it's actually stimulating you. So it's hard to turn your brain off and relax because those reward centers are being stimulated before bed, and you're going to want more of it. So you're going to seek that out in other ways. To avoid that 60 minutes before bed, don't do anything with electronics. That's the time for our ritual, for tea and reading, maybe crosswords, meditation, something like that. Do it electronic free, that 60 minutes before bed. That's going to be huge for your success. You start employing these rituals and these lifestyle habits, it's so much easier to get a good night's sleep and get the full sleep that you need. If you wake up during the middle of the night, sometimes hungry, your last meal of the day, often a higher fat, higher protein meal can help because it's slower digesting. It's going to maintain blood sugar a little bit better while you're sleeping. If blood sugar really drops while you're sleeping, you can release cortisol and adrenaline, which is going to help raise blood sugar. But because they're stimulating, it's going to wake you up. That's bad for resting. So to avoid that, nothing high sugar or high carbohydrate before bed, something higher fat and higher protein. Some people do okay with something like oats or fruit or sweet potato, and that's okay. But if you notice that you're waking up and you're getting hungry during the middle of the night, go for a higher fat, higher protein meal. Also, around the 2 hours before bed, if you wake up a lot to pee and that's interrupting your sleep, try to get your full water intake finished or just about finished within 2 hours of going to bed. That ensures that you're not loading up your system and then hence your bladder with water before you go to bed, so that midnight and 3 a.m. you have to get up to pee. Even go to bed slightly thirsty, and you may find that you sleep right through the night without getting up and having to pee. All of these lifestyle things are going to help you get to sleep faster, sleep better, and sleep more deeply. And you didn't have to go out and buy any supplements or do anything else or spend anything on expenses. You didn't have to go to a doctor to get medication. These lifestyle things, don't poo-poo them because they are huge and they will make a bigger impact than almost anything else that you'll do to address your sleep. Implement all of these before saying, that didn't work for me. Do all of them and then give it a week or two, see how you do, and then maybe move on to next steps from there. For most people, 9 out of 10 or 99% out of 100, this really solves a lot of their problems. Do all these things around your sleep. Do it for, let's say, at least 2 weeks, and then move on from there and see how much of an impact it has, not just on your sleep, but everything else that comes with it. Your hunger, your satiety, your recovery, your fat loss, your energy, your cognition, all of those things. It's going to have a huge improvement on all of them. Let's tackle this before we move on to the next step.